Hey, this is Brett from Mud Run Guide. I'm here with Dan Nitro Clark from American Gladiators, from Gladiator Rock N Run, and we're here to talk about his new book and everything else you have going on. What's up, Dan?
Hey, man, Brett, finally glad to connect with you. I know we've been trying to do this for like 2.5 years. You've been sending all your fine disciples out to the Gladiator runs.
I know.
And we've been trying to get up there to the championships, but we just haven't. So this seems like it's a good first step, and the connection is here, and we're ready to rock and roll, man.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're right in the middle of something. You cut short your day and ran outside. So Dan's sitting outside on a laptop, so it might be a little shaky or a little bit windy. But thank you so much for the time. I really, I look forward to talking to you.
When you call, people come running. They drop everything.
Yeah, you and I both know that's not the truth, but I do appreciate it in this case that you did. So what's up with you, man?
Everything's great, man. Just a little buried, I've got a new book coming out, which is called Fck Dying. I won't say it all in case the broadcasting police
that's okay. We own this. It's called Fck Dying.
Yeah, it's called Fck Dying. Well, I'm doing some TV shows, and they're all like, how do we say this on air? And I say, well, you just say Fck Dying. Doc. So it's a new book, and I'm really excited about it. You've written a couple books, so you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Creating is one thing, but getting it out to the people who it can help is a whole nother thing. So I'm in that process, doing the news shows, doing your shows, doing radio, doing TV, trying to get the word out there to people, because I think it's something that's going to, really, really be helpful for our people, because I think the world right now is starved for positivity, with the political cycle we're going through, with how tough it is, to make ends meet, with running around at our high-pressure jobs, long commutes in traffic, trying to raise kids. It's madness out there. I think we're all feeling, a lot of us feel anxious, and we're worried, we're tense, we don't feel connected. Like I found, myself and so many of my friends, we were running around knocking things off our to-do list, but rarely did we feel like, we're spending enough time on what's important. And I was that same way. Then, 4 years ago when I had the heart attack, boom, man, that just opened my eyes, and it kind of shined a light on me and said, look.
That was
dude,
4 years ago?
I know, right? 4
Wow.
years ago. Went by fast, but that just shined a light on, dude, this is what's important in life. And I've changed my life, I would say quite drastically, but just in little things that are applicable to anybody now who wants to be happy.
Well,
So
give us a few of those.
well, one thing is I understand the difference now between gratification and gratitude.
Okay.
I mean, what does that even mean, right?
Right. I mean, well, I would think self-gratification versus, actually, being showing gratitude to those around you who complete you. Right? Am I in the ballpark?
Yeah, it's different for everybody, but for me, gratification was all about how I could please the senses. Whether it's something, I smoke, I drank, I ate, whether it was even an accomplishment, I would seek gratification, but rarely felt gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
I was really grateful for everything I had. And then once I made that switch to be grateful for what I had, to be grateful for what I call them, simple moments of human beauty and truth. So that happen every day, that don't cost anything, that are just there, that we're so busy focused on the big moments that these little moments slip by us. For example, you're probably focused on the OCR championships right now, and that's your next big goal. Mm-hmm. But maybe you miss that little beautiful girl behind you, and you don't take a little beautiful girl behind you, and you don't treasure her smile every day, because that is such a gift. So when I started looking there at, seeing your kids smile, and feeling the wind in your hair, at the sun hitting your face just right, at getting in line and someone let you go in front of them at the checker stand. There's these simple moments of happiness each day, seeing the person you love in your life happy. These little things happen every day, but so often, Brett, we're out chasing the big things. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I do believe in living a big life. And I think my biggest thing, which I think a lot of people, especially OCR people, is we don't want to lose our edge. Mm-hmm. feel like if we're happy or if we're satisfied and we let ourselves fully feel that, then it's like, man, how am I going to have my drive? Well, there is a way to do it, and I share about it in the book, Fck Dying, how I did it, where I can keep my edge, I can keep my drive, but I do not put off my happiness until I achieve something. I'm happy every frickin' day, but it is a practice.
Yeah, you got to work for it.
Like anything else, we talked about, gratitude. It's available for anybody and everybody. The only challenge is it's not something you're born with. It's something you have to learn to do. And when you understand gratitude and appreciation and you start to apply them into your life, I promise you, Brett, happiness will be the pathway to your door.
That's awesome. As someone who's, really empathetic for the, for the feelings of others, sometimes that almost gets in the way. You're so wrapped up in trying to make everybody else happy that you're not making yourself happy. Now, do you deal with that at all as well?
For me, being in service and being kind is something that makes me happy. So I think you're a rarity. There are the people pleasers, that want to please, but we need more people like that in the world. We need more people who, a practice I started from a friend of mine who's on a soap opera. He's a pretty famous guy. And I started going, and I got to dinner with him all the time. And there's this one thing he did all the time. And again, this guy, gets mobbed for autographs. He doesn't need to do this. So when he sits down at dinner, he always takes a second to introduce himself and his wife to the server. And he learns their name. Mm-hmm. So I said, man, this guy's famous, and he does this. Wow. But what I did notice about this simple practice of acknowledging the human being in front of you, what I did notice is that they felt alive and worthy. So I started that practice, and I talk about it in the book, where now I sit down at a dinner and I always introduce myself to the server, and man, did my service change. And it's not only at a restaurant. It's at Starbucks, it's at the grocery store. Put the frickin' phone down, look at the human being in front of you, and connect.
Yeah, ask them how their day is. Those little tiny things like that. I could not agree with you more on that, because it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take
so
anything.
Funny. It's so funny. That's my Facebook post today.
Oh, is it?
When I was a little kid, my mom used to always say to me, "It doesn't cost anything to be a good human being," and it doesn't. But it costs a lot to practice.
Well, I actually didn't see that, but even had I seen that today, I would have still said the same thing. I wasn't stealing your quote, but realistically,
sure. We know you're watching.
And it comes.
Hey, Brett, we know you're trolling my Instagram.
Exactly, that's what I am.
Trolling my Facebook. I can't say anything. I say something. I write something. You're saying it. Now.
I'm stealing it and using it on my page. Yeah.
So funny. I don't know a lot of guys. I did a radio show this morning, and I ran into a guy I've known for a while, but haven't seen for a while. Do you ever follow football at all?
I do.
Okay, a guy named Rodney Pete played.
Of course. Well, I was a quarterback for the Vikings at one point.
Yeah, 4 teams.
Yeah.
So I ran into this morning because he was doing the sports. He's retired. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got a good life.
Yeah, his wife is Holly Robinson.
Pete.
Yeah.
Holly Robinson Pete. So, the funny story was, I realized that I live in his ex-wife's house, his wife's house that she used to live in.
No way.
Yeah, such a small world. Yeah, she was there with another boyfriend before him for 4 years, and I knew that for some reason. And then I was like, oh my God, Rodney, I forgot to tell you.
I live in your house.
Yeah, exactly. So that was funny. Well, we were talking about everything because, he has a kid with autism, and it changed his life a lot. And we talked about sports and what it meant to be an athlete. And I said, what's so interesting about sports, Rodney, is I said, sports taught me about life. They really, really did. They taught me they taught me about teamwork. They taught me about working hard. So it's a work ethic. They taught me about determination. They taught me how to win. And it also taught me how to lose. And I said, but the interesting thing is I got all my principles from sports growing up until I almost died. Mm-hmm. So now it's funny. I say sports taught me about life. Almost dying taught me how to live. And I think that was probably the best quote of the day. He liked it, and he says, can I steal that, man?
Well, now he has a Nitroism to use in other areas of his life.
Nitro habits, man.
So speaking of things that happen, once again, for everyone listening at home, Dan cut short his day, ran outside, threw on some headphones. So if you hear some fuzzing and some beeping noise, you can still hear Dan really well. Just deal with it, because his message is really important.
Muddy, they're climbing hills, they're carrying shit, they've got sand buckets, they're jumping fire. If you guys can't handle a little static and scream, please don't come to any of my races. You know what I mean?
He's talking to you. So tell me how they can get involved with your book. Hopefully everyone knows how to follow you. I'll include that in the article so people will know how to steal all of your quotes on Facebook like I do, I guess.
Yeah, well, funny thing is, Fred, when you put your head down and you create something to put out in the world, for me, I really put it out there to share. So anybody who wants to take a part of my book, share my books with friends, that's what I'm built for. I feel like I know it sounds cliche, but I just kind of feel like I'm a messenger.
So speaking of sounds, I think there's a plane flying over you right now, isn't there?
No, I'm hungry. That's my stomach. That's what a gladiator stomach sounds like when it's hungry.
I'll move you don't fuck with Dan's stomach at all.
I'll move the microphone. Well, I know I've just been running. As you know, I'm running around, and I'm very grateful to be so busy. But I think I've had 2 protein shakes and an egg today.
Well, and the thing is, you're right in the middle of it too, because it's only going to get busier. So your Kickstarter just launched on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it sure did. Kickstarter. And now people are saying, like, why did you go to Kickstarter? The book is done. But I thought Kickstarter was a great way to engage with the community, one. But 2, what a lot of people don't know, if you go through traditional publishers, like I did for my first book, Simon Schuster, the book's Gladiator, it takes a year from the day you're done until the day it hits the bookshelves. And I was so excited about what this book was about and how I thought it was going to, maybe possibly help a few people, that I wanted to get into people's hands right away.
It took you like 6 months, you said, right? To write it, finish it, edit it, and get it into people's hands, right? It was about 6 months?
I wish I was that fast. The genesis for this idea actually happened 4 years ago, right after the heart attack. When I was laying there, and I would say probably the second lowest point of my life, and I was laying in the hospital. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know what my life would look like if I would survive, and I pretty much was at the lowest point because I said, look, if I can't live life on my own terms, then I want to die. So laying there in the hospital, I just had this epiphany. I said, dude, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Tragic shit happens to people. People have shit way worse than what you're going through. I said, gladiator up. And instead of asking yourself, why me? Ask yourself, I started asking myself, what could I be? Just by changing that question. If you're at home and you're struggling right now, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Quit asking why me and just ask what you could be. You do something like change that simple question, and all of a sudden, all these new answers and possibilities, come rolling forward. So I said, what can I be? Well, I could be a guy who shows people what it's like to come back from a heart attack. All these things, what I really realized was that, a broken heart does not mean a broken man. And that, like all of us, we think it's our physicality that has gotten us success. But no matter who you are, it's not your physicality. It's not your body. That's just a shell, man. The reason anybody has success is because they've got a light in them that shines bright. You know what I mean? They have a light that shines bright, that pushes them forward, that, catapults them to wherever they are. So once I realized that, to me, it wasn't so much about coming back physically, because I knew I was much more than my body. Hence, the saying, a broken heart doesn't mean a broken man. I know I'm babbling, bro.
No, not at all, dude. I'm loving it.
I'm on fire, man. I'm on fire.
I know.
I know. Babbling.
So
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I think you know exactly what you're talking about. So when can people get this book in their hands? Oh, and by the way, there'll be a sample of the book link down here at the bottom. I'm pointing to the bottom of a page.
You're not pointing to your crotch, bro. That doesn't work.
I know, that's the worst part.
You're pointing like there's going to be a link down here.
Yeah, link over here.
It's in the house. They're like, down here or something, everybody.
So in this area right over here, I'm not even sure which side of the screen I'm on at this point. But anyways, when can people get their hands on the book?
Right now, Kickstarter is up.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the reason it's up is I wanted to put this in people's hands right away. I wanted to keep the spirit of the book the same.
Yeah.
And I wanted a way to connect with people on a deeper level. And I wanted to offer a lot of shit that you can't offer. Cool shit bonuses.
I saw some of the bonuses there.
Yeah, Amazon page. You know, like I quit training people years ago, but I opened up saying, look, you want to know everything I know about health and fitness, about mastering the art of living a happy, fulfilled life. I'm doing 1 hour sessions with 10 people. You know, I'm also, there's a group coaching thing. Also, this one, I don't think anybody's going to get because it's just too expensive.
Is that the dinner at Spago? Is that
Well, Spagos, yeah, there's dinner Spagos. But on top of that, I said, you know what? Maybe there's a fan out there who's a huge American Gladiator fan. And we on American Gladiators, we had these really cool jackets made for us individually that we paid for out of our pocket by this guy named Jeff Hamilton. He does Kobe, Shaq, Madonna. He does these Muhammad Ali, these one-of-a-kind art pieces.
Oh.
Like, yeah, so it's on the Kickstarter page. So if you go look at it, you'll see on his page, it links to his page. He's got one, for Muhammad Ali that he made that's selling for $25,000.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, no, I mean they're works of art. They're not jackets. So I had this jacket, and it was my tour jacket. I wore it on shows. I wore it on ESPN, and I said, if there's a crazy fan out there, I want to let someone take this and have this in their home so they can see that,
Yeah.
But it's a crazy price, but it also includes dinner at Spago. So there's a lot of cool bonuses and things, and you're getting much more than a book. So go to Kickstarter. Yeah. Just look up Fck Dying on Kickstarter, and it's going to be there for another 20 days. Cool. And if you're someone who really likes hardcover books, I'm only doing hardcover books on Kickstarter.
Oh, cool.
If it goes to bookstores and Amazon, I'm going paperback. Yeah. So if you want a hardcover, you want me to sign it, it's all there. And, I think it's going to help a lot of people, and that's how success is determined for me.
Well, that's awesome. So let's. I want to shift gears to two things really quick. One, I want to ask you a question that I've wanted to ask you for about 20 years.
I'm straight.
And what was your favorite thing to kick people's ass on during during Gladiator? Wow. You know what? I don't even really want your answer. I just want you to tell me how much you love the ring. What was the ring thing? Hanging tough.
Hang tough. Yeah, it's funny because Spartan and Tough Mudder both do a version of that.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm not going to do that because I did it. That was American Gladiators. I wanted to differentiate the brand a little bit. Hang tough was great. When you're a bigger guy, at that time, I think I was 240-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, just having the flexibility in your shoulders and the hand strength to hold yourself up. Because when you're doing the rings, you got to go one hand.
Yeah.
So every time you switched hand, it was 240. For some of the bigger guys, it was 275 all in one hand.
Yeah.
And after doing it a couple times during the day, you're chasing these, little guys. Yeah. And you're just, oh my God.
Like Evan Dollard, you're chasing guys around like the Rocket.
I love Evan, man. He's a great dude. As you know, he's out here in LA as well.
Yeah.
I run into him once in a while. He's a good dude, man.
He's a little punk. You kicked his ass. He got lucky.
Well, he was on he's like a kid to me. He's like my child. He was on the new version.
Yeah.
Evan was, but Evan's a great athlete. Ninja Warrior, does all the obstacle races and stuff.
He's a good dude.
I mean, he's the size of one of my thighs. You know what I mean? I give.
Yeah.
I could probably give him my headband.
Nice. All right, so I've got one more big question for you. It's about Gladiator Rock and Run. You've got a really interesting one coming up pretty soon. I should probably know the exact date, but you'll tell me.
Rose Bowl. Yeah, it's Rose Bowl, August 26th, and we're the only obstacle adventure race that's ever been there. It'll be our 7th year, and it's so freaking cool because we use every inch of the Rose Bowl. We close the streets down outside, so you get a good balance of stadium run, but not only in the stadium. You're out in the stadium, and there's a 10K version where you go back out into the trails.
Yeah.
But it's just really iconic. They've had 100 Rose Bowls there. They've had 5 Super Bowls. They've had some of the best athletes in the world run down that players' tunnel to the field.
Yeah.
And on August 26th, when you come to the Gladiator, that athlete is you.
That's awesome.
You get to pour down into the stadium, where so many battles have been fought. And it's just a really, really, really cool experience. Probably one of my favorite runs of the year.
Awesome. I'm bummed that yet another year that I can't get out there for that. I'm going to be in Texas setting up for the U.S. Champs. But anyone, if you're out there and you want to check out an amazing event with this dude, wait, I think you're on this side of me. This dude right over here, Dan Nitro Clark. Pick up his book. Follow him on any of his links. He's a great guy. He puts on a great event. What else can I say, Dan?
Yeah, and again, I just, thank you for having me on. It's such a great platform, and I'm so proud of you for the business that you've created and how you're always out there inspiring and motivating people. And, for listeners and stuff, I thank you, so much for your support. To put anything new in this world, it really takes a village.
Yeah.
It really, really does. And it's not me. It's you guys listening, you guys who create this community, who bring things to life. You brought OCR to life. You brought Gladiator, Spartan, Tough Mudder, all these events to life. And I would appreciate and hope that you give Fck Dying a look on Kickstarter and help bring that to life to the world, because we're in a world right now that's starved for positivity and good things. And I think this is something that can really help.
That's awesome, Dan. I love it. You be a light, shine a light. And
hey, dude, when is this airing?
What is what?
When is this going to broadcast, this airing, what we're on right now?
Probably, fuck it. I'll do it live. I'll throw it up right now.
Throw it up right now. So, okay. So anybody who listens to this or sees this, and here's what I'm going to do. And if you're in California, in the next 24 hours.
So it's 4 p.m. It'll go up. So from 5 p.m. tonight.
Till Saturday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
If you go buy a entry to the Rose Bowl and send it to me.
Email
I'm sorry.
you?
No. I want to do it the other way. I want to do it the other way.
See, guys, you can tell this is live. We're making this up right now.
If you guys go to the Fck Dying on Kickstarter and you buy a package that's $40 and over, which is the book, the audio book, the digital book, bonus chapters, a bunch of other cool things. If you go buy that and you send me, email me, we'll put it on there, dan@gladiatorrockandrun.com.
Okay, I'll write that down.
You go email me that. I will give you a free entry to the Rose Bowl.
Dude.
That's a $75 entry. All you got to go do in the next 24 hours is go to Gladiator Rock, or is go to Fck Dying on Kickstarter, or you can look it up, fckdying.com.
I'll put the link in here.
Go look it up and just say, boom, I heard you on Mud Run Guide with Brett. Where's my free entry, bitch? No, don't say bitch. Dude, you never know who's going to say.
No, they can say bitch. It's okay with us. Dude, that's awesome. I love having you here. I'm gonna chat with you a little bit more offline, but we'll get that up there ASAP. So follow Dan on everything.
Dan Nitro Clark.
But yeah, Dan Nitro Clark. Buy that damn book and get out to the Rose Bowl. Brother, thank you so much.
All right, man. I'll talk to you in a bit.
I'll talk to you later.